You almost ready?
Yep. Born that way.
Are you nervous?
Nope. Not born that way.
Okay, the timer's on. Oh, well,
Go ahead.
hey, welcome to Foster and Feinstein, the second episode.
Third. Oh yeah, the first one was the intro, I guess. So second episode.
Yeah, this one. This is the second one that we're serious about. And now, really quick, I'll just tell you something that you ought to be aware of. We're at the Kauai Beer Company. We're sitting outside, but we're really out of the wind. There was a lot of wind the first time that we did it, and you may hear there's a kind of like a tented thing above us. That's flapping a little bit, and I suspect the mic will pick it up. So that I just wanted to, to let you know that. And now.
Plus, it's to be expected because we are raw and unedited. So you're gonna hear traffic. You're gonna hear things. You're gonna hear what we hear. We're not a studio-based show just yet until Universal Studios picks us up or somebody like that, HBO, Cinemax.
Which reminds me, just before we started, we asked each other how we were, and I asked Foster, how you doing? And he said, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then he asked me how I was doing, and I said, I'm doing pretty good.
He said okay.
Okay.
He said okay. And I'm like, why? Why just okay? Why not freaking fantastic? And what was your answer to that?
Well, I'm not. I won't go in hindsight because that was a real quick response, but a little bit more of a thought-out response is: listen, one of the reasons why we're doing this is because of our obvious differences
100%.
In height. Okay, so I realize we're both sitting and we look like we're the same height, but Foster is a bit taller. Otherwise, you would never be able to tell the difference.
Facts.
But anyhow, then I don't want to talk too much because I barely started the coffee. But I'm a good deal older, and it's not like I have lower expectations. But to me, I enjoy the bar at a good, comfortable level. So when I say I'm okay. It's really good.
Yeah.
I have no complaints.
Yeah.
So
I just giving them slack, for saying that okay, and why not be freaking fantastic?
Not fantastic. Freaking fantastic.
Foster Lee, baby, it's one of those things, man. Is that the way I carry myself recently, of course, but this is my whole life. I've always been an up and at 'em and really like giggity type of guy. I was voted class clown in high school. Is because I like to bring a lot of laughter and joy to scenarios, but I do have the other side of me where I get down on myself and be mad at missed opportunities or failures and stuff like that. But I don't want to bring that side of me into an environment where it's shared. Whenever I'm around other people, whenever I'm around open forum or a community, I like to bring the smiling, happy-go-lucky version of myself because I feel like it brings joy to people. I really do. I feel like, it rubs off on some people. It does irritate some people, but people that it irritates, I don't care about because if my happiness and joy irritates you, we probably shouldn't be around each other anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I don't think there's much reason to be around other people if you're going to be somebody who sucks life out of a room.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there like that.
Yeah, sure. So it's a very noble effort on your part. And probably I would say, in addition to everything else, you likely have attention deficit issues.
Oh, 100%. That is a guarantee. I actually got diagnosed that in like fourth grade or some shit like that. But the thing is, shout out to my mom. My mom, they told my mom he's a fucking terror. Like, we don't know what to do with him. We can't handle him. He's crazy. We got to put him on these meds. I don't know if it was like Zoloft or like...
Probably Ritalin.
Yeah, Ritalin. That's what it was. They were like, we got to put this guy on Ritalin because he's amped up all the time. I don't know, you feeding him sugar bowls and squares before you go to school? And shout out to my mom for telling those doctors, shove it. Put it up, where the sun don't shine, because she said that's just who my son is and that's who my son is going to be. And I appreciate you, Mom, if you're watching this. I know you're watching this. You're going to be watching this. I appreciate you for not allowing them to drug me up, because I heard that those chemicals that they put in there mess up with the chemical imbalance in your actual life. And there's kids out there who are known that have been put on some of these drugs because they were too active, and it's changed their personality through their adulthood, and it's also been known to link to some dependencies going forward. And so, yeah, I definitely have ADHD, or attention deficit disorder. The adult version is what it's called now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have an adult 88. I don't know. Somebody write it in the comments. But yeah, I definitely have that, and I own it. I love it because that's my uniqueness. That's my superpower. We all got our own superpower. Like, he's a super writer, right?
I write. Thank you. I do. Oh man, I think we may have
A little bit of diesel truck interference.
Yeah, we're this is the city.
Yeah.
You know, we're in the street.
We're in the streets.
The attention business. When I was growing up, those kind of the drugs didn't exist, and when they started to become available, I think a major issue as to why it was done. I tell you what, it wasn't done for the kids. It was done for the adults, to make the kids more controllable, make the job a little bit easier.
Makes sense.
And very often, really bright kids, especially artistic kids, are I don't know if you would call it distracted, but their minds move around. It's the nature of intelligence, creativity, and so the Ritalin business came up. I think even maybe a little bit after, my kids were around that time, because my kids are a little older than you are. But I'm not a fan at all, and you're not. And kudos to to your mom. And that was kind of early when they were doing the Ritalin. I mean, we're not Googling here because we're live, and the production crew, took the day off, so they can't check. They can't check and then tell us in our ear. It's
hey, get to it, guys. Where you at?
Yeah, they'd be like, Ritalin was made available in 1993.
Copy that.
Anyway, it really is. It's a challenge now. I think it's much more challenging now to be a parent, which you now are. I am, but my days are. I'm a veteran.
Fatherhood.
Yeah, and those kind of things are much more common now, and not to mention all of the electronic stuff that's going on, and when do you give a kid a computer? What are the restrictions? The phone, blah, 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 blah. Anyhow.
I think that's one of the reasons why I started my own company, is then I gave it the name in which I did, which is Focused Energy. That is my, what is it called? The selfless plug. What do you call that thing when you
Pimping.
Pimping, yeah. That's me pimping my product and my business. But yeah, I created Focused Energy, and I went with that name because anything that you focus on, right, is what you're going to get good at. And these kids that have these problems, and these people and adults that have problems, is that their focus is all over the place, right? They can't hone in on one thing, and focusing your energy and focusing your focus on whatever it is, the task at hand, will help you become proficient and a master of whatever it is. If you have a kid that has ADD, or you're suffering from ADD, or you have ADHD, try to focus on one thing and try to be proficient at that and become an expert at that, and you'll be able to hone in that energy that you have to being a better person at that one thing. Don't have too many distractions all over the place, and that's just one thing that I think helped me, and I feel like it'll help anybody else who's out there suffering from having too much. The overload of information, and the overload of entertainment, the overload of screen time.
Yeah, it's always, again, one of the reasons why we're doing this, because there is a bit of counterbalance, and it's not argumentative. Hey man, how you doing?
We're in the streets, baby.
Even I think, with issues like that, even like in a sense referring to them as problems, and giving them a negative kind of a charge, is not, it's really not good. It's not healthy. And I think, rather than trying to change somebody, because it's easier for you to deal with somebody who is more focused, you kind of really have to figure out, how do you work with it? So it's not really a source of like friction, you know. So like everything, it's a matter of balance, it's not, it's not going to be eliminated. It's like eliminating human nature. It's been around a long time,
Since before us.
way before. And,
Whoa. Way before me is like saying like, a few years. Way before you is like saying Ice Age or something. I just
No, how about bronze?
There you
The
go.
Bronze Age.
The
I prefer
bronze.
bronze to ice, because I live here because I like ice in a cocktail, but I don't like walking in it.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, but I don't like the cold, and that probably sounds weird to people hearing that, but yeah, I don't like to be cold. It's a weird feeling for me.
Well, let's see. Well, that was a good riff.
Yeah, we went off.
I like that.
What else? What next? I mean, anything under the sun. It's literally like that's why we are doing this, is because we have these conversations on a regular basis, and thoughts and conversations just come so fluently to us. So we figured, why not put it out there as an entertainment platform and as well as an educational platform, so you can laugh and joke and talk about us, and maybe also learn some things from us too, because we have a lot of different experiences, and he has a lot more experience. We were talking about this yesterday when he was doing was it 2 days ago when he was doing his podcast, is that I want to write a book about my life because I have all of these, amazing stories. And he was like, hold on, pup, you got a long way to go. And I was like, you know what, you're right. Me thinking that the life that I live and the experiences that I have is a lot, but then saying that in comparison to him, it's like it's really not even scratching the surface.
Then again, you could also do volume 1.
Yeah, I think I like that.
To me, but one of the things, I wrote a memoir to my grandson, and it's not
Halfway through it, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. But I'm not saying for plug purposes, but it's very interesting when you write from this vantage point of mine, which is older. When you look back, you bring in a lot more mental and emotional kind of gear when you start looking at your past and things that you did, and it obviously it keeps changing. So somebody 20 could write their life story.
Right. It's like the beginning. They could just
and then you can write it at 40 and go backwards. And I forget who said it, but there's this a saying, a well-known writer, but something about memory, and that every time you go back to anything that occurred, your recollection will change. There's no way, and it's day to day. So if today you thought about something that happened, I don't know, when you were a kid and what it felt like, if you think about it the next day, I guarantee that your sense of it, will change. One of the reasons why, and then we can get off into quantum physics. I ain't doing that.
Me either.
But the fact that you thought about it on Wednesday, and then you think about it again on Thursday, means that Wednesday has already changed how you look at things. So it's almost like paying it forward. So when it always changes, and change. And it's this continuum. And it's really interesting. I write about it pretty often, but it's some combination of the Buddha and quantum physics.
Nice. Hey, how you doing? That's Jim over there. He's the owner of the establishment.
And like that. And I have one other thing. I'm drinking coffee because I always drink coffee in the morning, and it's a Notre Dame cup. I want to make it really clear, I didn't go to Notre Dame. I mean, not that I have anything against it, but I went to Queens College in New York City. Okay, so I want to be clear.
I'm more of a tea guy than coffee. I don't know, since I already have this natural inclination to be energetic, and like I wake up at like 5:30 every morning, and I just get to it. I just if I was to drink anything early in the morning, other than water, it would be tea. I don't know why that is. I think because if I did drink coffee, I would probably do a little too much. Probably put some elbow grease and some things, take the paint off the wall. Probably shouldn't, you know what I mean?
Well, again, then of course you know that there's. I hope that's not too loud, and we'll find. Later we'll look at this and we'll be like, oh shit, it was all that noise in the background. Because I remember from the first one that we did, I kind of looked at it and I was a little bit pissed off partially at myself. I kept adjusting my hair because it was windy. I had my hand in front of my face all the time and in repeated motion. So I'm purposely leaving my hair alone and trying not to touch my face a lot. But I was just thinking about the noise, and I'm hoping that when we actually have this done and we look at it, we'll both really feel good about at least the production quality. The content.
I'm thinking that these beginning few episodes that we're doing are just like the testers to feel, so that people, you guys at home, the watchers, the viewers, and the subscribers, you get a feel for who we are. And then eventually we're going to develop into like a studio probably setting where we're in a controlled environment, so then that way we at least maybe can change the background of where we are, but we'll at least have the same sound and same exact lighting for everything. I mean, at first we were thinking go all over the island and show you guys what it looks like, what we see with our own eyes, but then we're battling Mother Nature, and sometimes she can be fierce, rain.
Yeah, from a production standpoint, a challenge. Which reminded me, I saw a little piece yesterday. God, what the hell's his name? James, the British guy's got a late night show. James Corden. He's great. It's really funny. Well, then he had Harry, Prince of Wales on.
Okay.
I know it's kind of interesting. He's a really nice guy. The Harry, a nice guy. But they were on the top of a tour bus, open air bus, going through LA.
Okay.
And I thought about the sound. It was, you wouldn't even know they were out and actually driving. So the wind really had to be an issue. So back to to Foster's comment, if we're really fortunate enough to keep this going, get some people watching and telling their friends about it, then the possibility certainly exists that we would want to improve the production as a way of saying, also thank you. We're getting better at it, and we want you to keep growing with us.
Yeah, I mean, it probably comes to the fact too of we might just want to get like better mics, and then fix my mic, better mics and a different recording device, maybe like something that's separate from the sound, because I believe we're using the iPhone 11 Pro, which is a high quality device. Don't get it wrong. There's photographers and people who take pictures and videographers that use this device, and it gets really, really nice quality. But I think it's also picking up sound from the actual device on top of picking up sounds from our mic.
What's it called? Ambient sound?
Like ambient noise.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. It does. But hey, everything starts someplace.
You just got to start and make today the day. If you're watching this and you're ever thinking about starting a YouTube channel, hey man, it's 2021. Why wait till 2022? Just go out there and do it.
And and be fantastic.
Yeah. Don't just be okay. Be fantastic. Real talk. So on to the next subject. What do you think about this new thing that's coming out? Did you hear about it?
I don't know.
With Biden and the finance side of things. I don't know if it was him or his actual team. It's never just one person that makes these decisions. But they're going to give first-time home buyers $15,000 credit in EBT, making it so that if you are a first-time home buyer, they're going to give you a $15,000 credit so that you can help pay for groceries and things like that in your first few months of being a homeowner, because they understand that it's harder out there for people when you actually take the leap into buying a home to be able to support yourself financially.
No, I didn't read about it. No, is that a part of the $1.9 trillion packages? Is a part of? Probably. It sounds like, because great. I'm all for it. I would also. That's annoying.
That back it up.
Yeah, it's one of the all right. Just a quick. That the backup sound that like trucks make and forklifts. It's one of the most annoying goddamn sounds you've all heard it. Beep, beep, beep. So what the fuck?
See, for me, it's the opposite. I'm so used to it because my first job out of high school after bagging groceries was driving a forklift for a warehouse in Office Depot. And then I joined the military shortly after that.
All the time.
And oh my God, I was an engineer. So, man, dump trucks back. pickup trucks, dozers, loaders, anything you can think of had that sound. So it's like I literally can't hear it when it comes. So that's another one of our opposites. Is he hates it.
I don't hate.
Me-
No, I don't. It's well. Normally it wouldn't bother me, but I'm considerate. I'm a considerate person, so I'm concerned about you.
Yeah.
I'm fine, but I worry for you.
He's okay. I'm freaking fantastic.
Oh, so but anyway, back to the. I think it's terrific. I didn't read about it. Had I read about it, I thought, well, cool. I also think, which he's kind of backed off on, that they should forgive the student loan debt.
Yeah, that's powerful.
and not some token shit of like 10 grand. They should up to 50 was what the progressive Democrats want to do, and I'm really all for it. And once again, these kind of things they really tend to hurt the people with the least the most.
Yeah.
So. If you're some dude who went to Harvard and you got debt, okay. I mean, it's like it should be forgiven as well, I suppose. But God, there are so many people who couldn't afford it. They had the intellect, they didn't have the money, so they went into unbelievable debt. There are some people who went to med school and they owe nearly $500,000 in student loan, and we need doctors.
Yeah.
So. There's always going to be a push-pull in this country about too much government, not enough government.
Well, see, I think the problem with that was the American dream and the indoctrination of the program that they put on us was, do good in school, get a job, or do good in school, go to college, and then get a job. And then we realized that over the years that what is it called? That product or that way of thinking has pushed people into debt without them even really wanting to. Some people didn't want to go to college, but their parents told them, in order to stay here in my house, you have to go to college. Or in order to do this, you got to go to college, because they were programmed and thinking that that's the only way that you can get a job. Now it's up to like 47% or something, maybe even higher than that, of people who go to college don't even get a job in their career field that they went to college for. And that's crazy.
Well, yeah, I think to a large degree, and it's a huge issue, the American dream has essentially become a nightmare.
Wow.
And this, the idea of, what Foster was alluding to, is this, and it was from, I guess it was it actually started after the Second World War, with you go to college, you get married, you get a house with a white picket fence, and you stay in that job or with that company until you retire. Then you you retire at 65 and you stop working, and then you kind of like sit around and enjoy the dream.
You know why that was though? The industrial age of production, and now we're not producing jack shit.
Well, things have changed.
I mean, we are, not as much.
Yeah, no, but things have really have really changed dramatically. The middle class is pretty much gone, which was a part of that era. It had a lot to do with unions. Unions had much more power. In the 50s and 60s, it all really started to turn to shit in the early 80s with Reagan. But unions really had an incredibly important role in making sure that people got a decent wage, they had good coverage, and at some point, money took over, baby, crushed the unions.
That's one of the reasons we're starting this YouTube channel, so that we understand in our age gap and our differences is that if we want to make $1 million, we literally can't exchange our time daily for it. But there's YouTubers out there and there's channels out there that are making millions of dollars a year by just producing content, and the content creation era is now. The digital era is now. So hopefully you guys send this video to as many people as you have in your phone or your contact list, so that we potentially can go viral, so that we can make $1 million from just speaking our mind. It's possible. Don't count us out.
Yeah. When do we get into fantastic and okay?
Okay.
No, and I have no. And oh, isn't that nice? That sound you just heard of Tinkerbell. That's the timer that I use every day when I do my meditation. It goes off for 25 minutes. There you go. All of that. So it's just our reminder that we're getting close to 30 minutes, and really that's about the limit. I suppose as much as we love ourselves.
I mean, we could talk for days, but we don't want to, drag you guys on.
You're not going to listen.
Exactly.
And then he's not going to get. And then we're not going to get the $1 million.
Right. So before we get out of here, though, sorry that we missed you guys last week. I had to go to Miami for a conference, a business conference, and a mastermind that I attended. We also missed out on Larry's podcast, Mind and the Motorcycle. If you guys haven't already, check out Larry's podcast, Mind and the Motorcycle, and his blog,
mindandthemotorcycle.com.
Mindandthemotorcycle.com. You can check out my podcast at Focused Energy on all streaming platforms. His content is on all streaming platforms. And also, you can follow us on Instagram at Foster and Feinstein on Instagram. And he has Mind and the Motorcycle personal on Instagram, and I have Foster Lee IG on Instagram. Once again, appreciate you guys for sticking in. Make sure you like this video, you share it, and you subscribe to us if you haven't already. We enjoy you as much as you enjoy us. Hopefully, you learned something today and you were entertained.
Yeah, and I'm not at issue, by the way, with Foster about monetizing or any of that. But if I had to have a choice, and I know it's a terrible thing to say, it's almost like, oh my God, how could you say that? I would be very, very happy to know that you're enjoying this first.
Right.
If there should be any kind of monetizing, great.
Right. I respect that.
Yeah, no, I know, and there are so many people, and not you, but there are so many people now. Their concern, number one, is about themselves and making the money, and they pretty much a good many of them really don't give a shit about how they make it or what they put you through, to get it.
Yeah. And
certainly, regardless of our differences, which are really not very serious at all. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. This is not like what do you call it? This would never, if this ever deteriorated into a debate, I would do what they do, like the musicians drop the mic.
Hey, I'm down to have a debate with you about anything. No, I'm talking, Sean. I wouldn't. No, it wouldn't work. Because I'm like, you're right. You know what? I like that point that you just made.
And when I go home later, I'm going to write. And I'm going to write about Thich Nhat Hanh and the Pew Research Center, and putting both of those together. But you'll have to check out my blog to read about it. I didn't know what the hell I was going to write about. And bingo, I open up this morning my computer, I see an unbelievable piece by Thich Nhat Hanh that he wrote right after 9/11. And then the Pew Research Center. And I'm going to call it The Turtle. And the picture's going to be turtle, okay. And the picture's going to be a turtle in the shell. Okay. So, anyhow, I didn't mean to get off on that. I apologize, but I really don't apologize. Anything else you want to say? Because I don't. God forbid, I should be like hogging the.
No, that's it. I think we've shared the time
we good?
Equally. It's perfect. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's all we got for today. Stay tuned. Next week we're coming. Again, probably going to drop every Saturday, something like that. I don't want to.
I personally would like to do that, and it's old school, but I'm a big fan of consistency. So, it's a good discipline, and I think it's respectful.
100%.
So,
all right. Well, we love you guys. Appreciate you for listening and staying tuned. Until next week, we'll holla.
Bye. And we do the thing that we always do, right? This is part of the show. What you're seeing here is on purpose, okay? This is not like, oh my God, they didn't edit that. Oh. So he's taking his mic off. Holy crap, it's going to say, Jesus Christ.
I got stuck
on your gold. You got stuck on your gold,
on my gold.
Jesus crap.
All right, guys.
All right. See you next week.